Chris, FP1 done this morning in really changeable and quite tricky conditions.
Yeah, it was one of those sessions where I didn't really, other than getting our tyres scrubbed for FP1, I don't really think we got much else out of it, to be honest. We kind of came in halfway through the session. We put the wets on, which was probably a mistake. It was raining. It looked like it was raining quite hard on the windscreen, but it didn't seem to slow the track down very much. So we came back in again and put the slicks on, but probably needed another 3 or 4 laps to try and get a more competitive lap time out of it. You just don't go out here, especially whenever we didn't have time to cross the tyres from front to rear, just to get the complete confidence in going through the high speed. So yeah, I had a big slide in turn 1 on my first lap, and I just said, I think we'll back off a little bit, and we'll make sure we're not pulling the car out of the barrier in turn 1. So yeah, just basically building up. It's quite hard to do that whenever the weather's like that. I'm just hoping FP2, it's either wet or dry. That in between, you don't really get anything out of it.
Yeah, it must be frustrating in a session like you had in FP1, because you sort of don't learn very much, do you?
Yeah, well, listen, FP1 normally you're scrubbing your tyres and getting everything in the right window anyway, so it's not a total disaster. I think this session here is going to be much more beneficial in getting set up on the car and seeing exactly where we are. I think you take all the lap times in that session there with a pinch of salt.
Yeah. What are you hoping for from this weekend?
As we've done every weekend this year, we're focusing on the Independent Championship, and then anything else that comes on top of that for us is a bonus.
You've been banking some nice points and some nice drives there.
Yeah, we've been there. We've been sort of competitively in the top 10 all year. Just a pity about race 3 at Snap. We had an issue with the crank sensor, which was ultimately caused by the alternator going faulty at the end of race 2. So, yeah, looking back to Snap, I think it was a great choice that we used the soft tyre in race 1 and race 2, because obviously race 3 you wouldn't have scored as many points on the hard tyre anyway. So I think looking back at Snap, we were lucky because we were going to put the hard tyre on for race 1. So there really only would have been one race where we got a result out of that. So yeah, we've sort of played the conservative game all year. It's a bit disappointed to lose all the points with the car not starting in the Independent Championship in race 3. But yeah, there's plenty to go at. You can't rest yet. You
mentioned tyres briefly. I mean, we've talked about tyres every round, haven't we, and the impact they're having this season.
Yeah, it's good. That's the way it should be. If everyone drives around on the same tyre and you're not mixing it up, but I'm not saying the racing's boring, but it makes you need to have a strategy for your day. And people criticise the delta between the soft and the hard being too much. It's the same for everyone. You just need to put in your head that you're going to have 2 good races and you're going to have one where you're going to have to get the old elbows out.
Have a good weekend, Chris.
Thank you.